Welcome to another exciting episode where we will journey through one of the most ambitious Mustang projects that was never built. The V10 Mustang was a car that could have redefined American muscle beyond recognition had it been given a chance. In this episode, we will cover how this car evolved into a stunning V10 powered Mustang with truly amazing specifications and why Ford decided to keep it under wraps from everyone. The origin of the V10 Mustang. The V10 Mustang has its origins in the early 2000s, and as such, it is easy to attribute that era to rapid advancement in automotive technology, especially in speed, design, and power. At the core of this project was Ford's Special Vehicle Team, or SVT, who were responsible for creating some of the most powerful Mustangs ever produced, including the Cobra and Shelby models. Ford was fully immersed in the supercar game with the reintroduction of the Ford GT, and the engineering team wanted to see what they could achieve with the Mustang platform. Thus, they readied up a decision that involved shoving a V10 engine, which is an engine caliber that one usually finds in a truck or a supercar, into a Mustang GT. The end product was a Frankenstein creation that was, beyond a doubt, the most powerful and torqued Mustang ever created. A Mustang that was on a whole new level, which was different from the rest. First introduced in 2004 as the car never got into production, the V10 Mustang remains etched in Mustang memories. The V10 Mustang's main attraction was its 605 horsepower, which comes from the 6.8-liter Triton engine that is most commonly used in Ford's line of heavy-duty vehicles, including the F2 and F350. Hailing from the commercial vehicle division, the Triton V10 was famed for its powerful torque and rugged dependability. Specially modified as it was for this Mustang prototype, the V10 churned out 605 horsepower at 6,750 RPM. In contrast, the typical 5.4-liter Mustang GT V8 at that time came out with around 260 horsepower. As for the torque, the V10 Mustang could churn out a whopping 500 pound-feet at 5,500 RPM numbers, which would give it incredible acceleration and mid-range power, not only to shame most muscle cars, but also to rival a good number of true blue sports cars of the period. This was complemented by a 6-speed Tremec T-56 manual transmission that helped the monstrous Mustang to get from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in approximately 4 seconds. With a power output of 605 horsepower and a claimed top speed of 200 miles per hour, though never officially timed, the V10 Mustang had the performance metrics of a supercar, but with the exterior fit of the ever-popular Mustang. Coming in at roughly 3,600 pounds, the V10 Mustang was also equipped with an SVT tuned suspension. It was fitted with independent rear suspension, or IRS, that transformed the car not only into a legendary straight-line monster, but also a responsible handler through corners. The high level of stopping power was provided by Brembo six-piston front calipers, complementing the vented rotors, thus providing maximum control of the car at very high speeds and heavy weights. The V10's design and aesthetics. Despite the fact that this powertrain design was a radical departure from traditional Mustang designs, the V10 Mustang retained a vast number of attributes that were characteristic of the Mustang. It sat low and was menacing, and while there were few telltale signs that it was a performance car, the aerodynamics had been optimized to a much higher performance range. A protruding hood due to the huge V10 engine was required to increase the impressive outlook of the vehicle, which further upgraded the car's aesthetics. The V10 Mustang's bodywork was developed from the Mustang GT, but the concept vehicle had unique bodywork, which gave it a slightly race-inspired look. The front had intake air vents to cool the engine as well as the brakes, while the back had an air diffuser to enhance the downforce at high speed. An active rear wing, along with brand new side skirts, was also developed to further boost its potential top speed and the overall aesthetic appeal of the car. It was also fitted with high-performance rubber on lightweight forged alloy rims, which gave the V10 Mustang the horses to back the grip. All the brakes used in the car, especially the large Brembo brakes, were for more than just display, as they were useful in slowing down the car and dealing with the bulky frame of the vehicle. From the inside, the V10 Mustang was built to be utilized in racing competitions, and at the same time, comfort was provided as well. Bucket seats with racing harnesses were provided to secure both the driver and the passenger when the car was being destroyed hard. At the same time, the dashboard was dominated by performance gauges and digital consoles to monitor the engine's status. As for the interior, though the shell remained faithful to its base model Mustang GT brethren, there were obvious racing elements that made the car much more of a race car supercar. Why was the V10 Mustang not manufactured? As promising as the V10 Mustang was, its brute power and conspicuous capacity never came to fruition in the automobile market as a production line. Some of the reasons for this are as follows. Firstly, the V10 engine was not cheap to build in mass, and the changes made to the Mustang model range would have been way too expensive. Ford never considered putting a V10 engine in the Mustang because this would have gone against the company's laid down policies of keeping the car within the reach of the commoner. Secondly, at the time, the vast numbers of muscle car customers were satisfied with the conventional rear-wheel drive V8 powertrain, and there was simply no need to develop the V10 Mustang as the demand was way too poor to make the production line successful. Furthermore, emissions regulations tightened in the 2000s, and a high-revving, large-displacement V10 power plant would only comply with emission standards if major and costly changes were made. Finally, Ford was much more committed to other performance projects, particularly the GT supercar model, and therefore, the V10 Mustang model was dumped in preference for these more critical projects. Despite the idea being quite attractive, Ford just couldn't afford it, and consumers did not need the V10 Mustang Ford to bring it to the production line. Legacy and influence. Though the V10 Mustang never reached production, its influence is still felt in the Mustang world. Ford's experimentation with high-performance engines led to the development of the modern Shelby GT500, which boasts a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 producing 760 horsepower, a direct descendant of the experimentation that birthed the V10 Mustang. The V10 Mustang also solidified Ford's commitment to innovation within the Mustang lineup, ensuring that future models would always push the boundaries of performance and speed. It also demonstrated that the Mustang platform could accommodate extreme performance levels, something that would be realized in later models like the GT350 and GT500. For enthusiasts, the V10 Mustang stands as a testament to what Ford could have done if they had decided to take the Mustang in a more extreme direction. While it may not be as well known as other Mustangs, the V10 concept holds a special place in the hearts of automotive fans as a symbol of Ford's daring approach to performance.